It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Jamie is a leading Tampa Bay real estate agent and featured on the Wall Street Journal's list of top 100 real estate agents in the nation. Jamie invites you to list your home with him today and learn more at tampabayradio.com. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Maloney.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday, and thanks for starting the day with That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Weekday morning, 7 to 9. Keep in mind, we also video stream the show over at tampabayradio.com. Just click on Watch Live Stream, and then you can see us in here live each and every morning. And if you miss a show, we do put it over on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jamie Maloney. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, trying to build up the audience over on the YouTube channel. But every show that I've ever done here on That Business Show has a video behind it and is over on our YouTube channel. And a lot of good shows. I'm just fascinated with the types of guests and the number of guests and just the quality of professionals that we have here in the Tampa Bay region, and just love doing this each and every morning. Keep in mind, always looking for content. So if you've been listening to me for a while and you're a business owner or an entrepreneur, or if you're leading an organization and would like to come in and talk about it, please get in touch with the no charges come in here. So please don't let that stop you. You can get in touch with me, Jamie at tampabayradio.com. Got my guest here in the studio for the first hour. He's a comedian, and he's also a business owner. He is the chief operating officer and co-founder of Toca Baga Consulting. And as I mentioned, he's also a headlining comedian. So we'll be talking a little business talk and a little comedy talk throughout this 7 o'clock hour. So Lawrence Smith, a.k.a. Law Smith, welcome to the program this morning.
Thanks for having me. I'm a little punchy this early in the morning.
It's a little bit early, I imagine, to start doing a little comedy. I mean, you ever work at 7 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. I do the nerd work I call our company is a lot of it's a lot of late nights of like programming websites or app development, or working on stuff last second for clients. So it's a lot of I'm just getting used to not sleeping, basically. Right. It's kind of the deal, burning the candle at both ends.
So you mix the Toca Baga Consulting with the comedy, or you're doing both hand in hand here? What's taking more of your time right now?
Right now, it's my business. We just celebrated our first year. We're over in Ybor City. Do you have people outside the area that are listening to this?
Oh, we got people across the country listening to this.
So that's kind of the Bourbon Street, or the comparable to 6th Ave in Austin. Kind of where the city started is where our company is in Ybor. And basically, if you're from out of town, you call it Ybor.
Mm-hmm. That's what my mom does.
Yeah. Right. What's this Ybor place? Is there cigars there, right? So basically, I said when we started this that I'm going to have to pull back a lot of dates, but I still do stand-up a lot. It's that thing. It actually helps a lot with business, and I kind of turn that into a positive. Where I tell everybody, throw away what you think of a comedian because it's probably wrong. Mm-hmm. It's like there's a wide spectrum of personalities. Some people want to sleep in until 12. Some people get up at 6 a.m. every morning and write jokes. You'll never figure it out really just by looking at them or even seeing their act. Some people have families. Some are just kind of self-destructive drug addicts. You'll hang out with a wide array. But I say here's the part of the personality of being a comedian that helps being a consultant, especially in the small business area, is a couple things. It's like all we do is kind of ask why. We're like, why did air mattresses become a thing? And you're trying to figure that out, and I'll write about that for an hour.
I was actually in Walmart the other night trying to get an air mattress.
Yeah,
I love them.
I hate them, man.
Started getting obsessed with them.
And my damn ex-girlfriend's dog poked a hole in one of my air mattresses. We still fight about that to the day. She's probably listening right now too, probably yelling at the radio that it wasn't her dog, but I still blame her dog for poking a hole in my damn mattress. But
R.I.P. air mattress, R.I.P. You and Prince. That's we're putting a big pun candle up for you, but that's the thing. You're curious, and being curious is good. The problem with a lot of comics is they don't have a lot of, and this is kind of general with I think a lot of the population, is they don't have a lot of follow through. Like a lot of people have good ideas, but not a lot of people have execution. Mm-hmm. We have it on our website. It's I call it a stoner idea. It's like, hey man, someone should do that. And then just never put an action plan down and go follow it. Yeah. So I learned early on, like when I moved to LA when I like.
He's right, because I never bought the air mattress. I just stood there in the aisle staring at her for about 20 minutes.
Right, and well, good ideas need to be fostered, right? So it's like, well, I can make a better air mattress, or I could figure out how to market this air mattress better, or something like that. And I think the worst thing a lot of comedians say is that I only work an hour or two a night, and it's the opposite. If anything, it's like that's your comfort zone. Those couple hours a night, you're always thinking about stuff. You can't shut your brain off. Like I know I have trouble falling asleep because I can't like stop thinking about.
Your brain's always going, right?
I always like preface this. It's not like I'm thinking about like quantum physics or something like that. It's like I'm thinking about like, oh man, if Sabra Hummus came out with like a brunch flavor, like white people would go crazy like that. And I can't go to sleep because I'll be thinking about what would a brunch, can you do like maple syrup and hummus, so it's like,
if only we had more people that thought like him, this would be such a much more fun world, So many people are thinking about hate and all this other stuff that's just, clogging the economy with, negativity.
So here's the other part of telling people I do stand up and do the consulting is we kind of cut the BS out immediately. So people feel a lot more comfortable to go, hey, is this a crazy idea? I've been thinking about this for years, but when you're I didn't know this when we started the company, but I became kind of an armchair occupational therapist. It's, so if I have a client on retainer, we'll meet, once a week or once every 2 weeks in person, and they'll be like, they have to be the boss and they have to project that they know they got everything going on, but they don't usually have anybody to really talk to on that kind of basis and go, hey, is it crazy if we do an email blast that says this? And I'm like, no, actually that would be a lot better. Intriguing subject line. It'd be great. And then they were like, oh, okay. Because I was thinking about doing that, but I didn't want to, I didn't know who to talk to about it. And I was like, oh, yeah, you can call me about, or you can hit me up. I have all my clients on Slack. I don't know if y'all use that, but
I've just recently heard about Slack, so I'm learning that one right now. So.
If anybody's listening and has a team, it doesn't matter if it's a 501c3 or a business that has more than 2 people. Get Slack. I don't know if you. I don't work for them. I just tell everybody about them.
No, I've had. If you're like the 3rd or 4th person in the last month that has mentioned Slack. Yeah,
dude, it chopped down 80% of my emails. Yeah, because how many internal emails do you have with just these
400 or 500 a day?
Right.
Yeah.
So you have these threads that go on forever, and it's like, all right, you've got your team in here. You guys could have a Slack workspace where it's all compartmentalized. I look at Slack before I look at my emails because we have it kind of dictated where if it's an email, it has an external person to our company involved. But internally, I have team members in LA. I have people traveling all over the country, and so I want to look at their stuff first, and my retainer clients first, and then I'll get to these external emails. I can't speak. I got all the Cigar City comedians on it. That's how I know you can pretty much get any
right.
any team on it. So Cigar City Comedy is like our group of stand-up comedians in the Tampa Bay area.
Who's in there? I remember Tony God, because I used to do a little open mic back, and I remember Tony God and a couple others. Is he one of those? Or?
Well, we don't know what we are, kind of thing. It was the idea was let's aggregate ourselves to get more eyeballs on us. Depending on which comic you are, you could say it's like kind of like X-Men or it's like Wu-Tang Clan. We all have our own individual careers, but like we'll group together to do a lot of cool stuff.
Now you started in entrepreneurs, and you said you started your company just a year ago, but you've been doing comedy going back 10 years or something.
It's got to be right around 11 years soon, but I mean.
So what were you doing? Have you been supporting yourself through comedy up until you started your own business, or no? I mean, because
comedy doesn't pay the bills, man.
Not even at headliner status.
That's
a tough business out there for people that are listening.
Well, I don't want to be a guy on the road 48 weekends a year. That's kind of a miserable life. I always liked having kind of something to offshoot the craziness of stand up, and so I've always had a real day job and sometimes a third hustle on the side, where I'm like I got to the position I am because I worked for a firm that was similar to us before I created my own. And so I learned a lot just by absorption of just being around it. I was like, let me just have a desk here, and then I'll just, if you need help, I'm around. If you need to use me, I'm around. But I'll be working on this other, I was with a franchise group and doing that, and doing stand-up at night. So
yeah, a lot of people aren't familiar with the life of a comedian. You see all the people, you know, like Chris Rock and Kevin Hart, the ones who make it to the top of the mountain and everything. But the average working comedian traveling, you know, 48 weeks of the year, getting, you know, it takes them. I did open mic for about a year, and the comedians were telling me it took them like 2 years just to get that first 20 minutes of solid material to where they could begin featuring and making $500 on a weekend.
And the old saying is, I don't know if you've heard this, like kind of anecdote where they'd be like, how much time do you have? And you're like, oh, you've been doing it 2 years, you got 20 minutes, you got 10. Like, just cut it in half, because that's all you really got.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things where it's like anything you want to do, right? You need to get your at-bats. If you want to be a golfer, you can't just go, I want to be a golfer. You got to go play golf every day after work, if you're doing 9 to 5 or whatever, or before work or whatever it is. You gotta be, you know, hitting it 5 to 7 times a week if you can.
Yeah, where were you growing your craft? I mean, because Tampa doesn't have a lot of clubs to do this all the time. Were you out in L.A. doing this?
So yeah, I moved to L.A. I went to Auburn University, and then immediately moved to L.A. Worked for a mutual fund company called Dimensional Fund Advisors during the day, where my boss, one of my bosses, I was the grunt in our client service sector. But basically, he was like one of 25 guys I had to work for. He just won a Nobel Prize in economics for his passive investing theory. So if you look up Eugene Fama, and Fama in French and passive investing theory, and I don't want to I don't want people to drive off the road with this kind of boring stuff. But basically, and I totally believe I got it immediately once someone kind of explained it to me. But don't fight the market, work with the market. And so if you watch The Big Short, those guys,
great movie.
Those guys saw what was going on with the people that were fighting the market. Don't, you know, swim with it. So basically a mutual fund, an index fund is it has about 5,000 stocks into like one big bucket. And then you kind of do a percentage of what you want. So when I was there, I had to do all the allocations of them. Netflix was like 2%. The next closest one's like 1%, and then everything else is like 0.0001, 0.0001. And so like Netflix was the thing. I should have looked at that and just opened a E-Trade account and just put my money into Netflix. But that one stings a little bit. But basically worked during the day and then worked at night. I realized you know when you're funny, you know, growing up, but like I know I wasn't like, I'm not the guy that's the belle of the ball everywhere I go. And so I knew I had to outwork everything. So I took improv classes at night while doing stand up. Yeah, you got a break?
Let me hit this break here, but I want to talk. That's actually the point I was going to bring up next, about how you used improv classes to better yourself, your comedy, and also how business professionals can use improv classes to better themselves as business professionals. Currently talking to Law Smith, a COO and co-founder of Tocobaga Consulting, and also a headlining comedian. You can learn more about him over at tocoworks.com. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. At Vein 911, we will help you feel great again. Do you have restless legs, night leg cramps, or ankle swelling? Restless legs, cramping, swelling, and tired heavy legs are often symptoms of hidden vein disease. You do not have to have visible bulging veins to have the symptoms of vein disease. The vein care specialists at Vein 911 are uniquely qualified to evaluate and treat your veins. Are you unhappy with your previous vein treatment? Vein 911 succeeds where others fail. Call Vein 911 today at 855-VEIN-911. That's 855-834-6911 to book your free consultation. Vein 911. We will help you feel great again.
How many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was an app for that? Stop wishing and start making the world better. Turn your brilliant idea into a profitable business by using Popcorn apps. Their affordable app design will help get your blue sky idea or proven business to the next level at a fraction of the cost of other developers. They will help you get through all the steps needed to make your thoughts become live. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today. What's up, business rock stars? Are you ready to bring out the CEO in you? Join Julianne Nichols, CEO of Focus on You Strategy, every other Friday on That Business Show. She'll be talking with other chief entrepreneurial officers about how they grew their businesses. Remember, you could join the conversation at Focus on You Strategies Focus Fridays Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. That's facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. Be the CEO of you.
Teresa Turner is a certified public accountant and the founder of Tax Happens, a boutique-style CPA firm providing small businesses and individuals with hands-on, personalized tax and accounting services. Although we would love to tell you how happy their clients are, we would like you to see for yourself. Tax Happens has 21 Google reviews and a 4.8-star Google rating, 17 Yelp reviews and a 5-star Yelp rating, 38 Facebook reviews and a 4.9-star Facebook rating. What sets Tax Happens apart is number 1, upfront pricing, 2, clear deadlines, 3, personally available year-round, and number 4, a willingness to empower clients to do as much or as little as they desire. Visit taxhappens.com for more information.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com. Did you know the biggest challenge business leaders face today is creating an engaged and productive workforce culture? Bill Meyer Ham Consulting wants to help you solve this challenge. They will help you transform your workforce culture to produce amazing business results. Call Bill Meyer Ham Consulting at 941-201-4650 today or visit BillMeyerHam.com. That's BillMeyerHam.com. Have a conversation.
I knew Mom wanted to stay at home. It's the center of her family, her life. But helping Mom stay in her home while managing mine was just too much. Honestly, it wasn't just about me. Mom didn't want me to be her caretaker. She wanted me to be her daughter. I felt so alone until I found out about Home Instead Senior Care. When we met the people at Home Instead, we just knew they were different. The experience was personal. And most importantly, for Mom and me, I get to be her daughter again.
Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Crash on Causeway just west of 50th Street, still causing problems in both directions there. Also north and southbound 50th Street, slow through this same area due to a train that was moving through. And also we've got big delays again this morning on northbound I-75. It is slow from Dr. King up towards Fowler Avenue. The right lane still blocked there with that emergency road construction from yesterday. See traffic problems, call the injury firm of Abrahamson Udork. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Think It Up.
Hi, I'm Nick Jonas, and I'm here to tell you about Think It Up, a new initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join us at thinkitup.org.
Today, a mix of sun and clouds, a 30% chance of afternoon showers and storms, high 90. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 79. Tomorrow, a 30% rain chance, high 90.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. In studio with Law Smith, COO and co-founder of Tocobaga Consulting, and also a headlining comedian. And Law, you mentioned the use of improv to improve not only your comedy skills, but business professionals you recommend should take one of these classes.
Yeah, here's the deal. And I've told probably 200 people this, and only one of my friends, and I'll give him a shout out, Adam Brown, has actually done it. Improv classes, not only is it great for business, it's kind of great for your life. And here's why. So I took Groundlings classes in LA, which is where Phil Hartman, Will Ferrell, Kristen Wiig, they all kind of went up. They all went the improv ladder that way, and it basically teaches you how to yes and it's a valuable skill. Like right now when we're on the radio, if if I'm giving an opinion that you don't like, you still need to yes and it to get out of it and keep it positive. It makes good radio, unless you're doing sports, or politics, which is all debate. But basically, and what I mean by yes and is taking any conversation and just adding yes and to it and making it more positive than it is negative. And so basically it keeps the scene going, keeps this conversation going. But what you understand is how people's kind of perception is. Right. Because when you do improv scenes, you got to do like 7 things up front, which I wasn't great at, but it'd be like, you got to develop a character. You got to be like, what does this setting mean? Where are we? What time are we in? What's the relationship with the other person on stage? And so you develop this stuff where you're building a character too. And so now you go to cocktail parties and they're not all just so boring, because now you're almost doing a character assessment around the room. And so it clicked for me when I started going to more parties that I'd be like kind of a wallflower just in my phone. And then I found out that, I was kind of talking to more people, and the more people I'm talking to business wise, the better it goes. The more you're finding out about information, the more you're kind of a connector. So
it's not always about being funny though, right?
No. Some of the best improv people are like, it's just play the game and it'll set yourself. The scene will take care of itself. So a lot of the improv people had I think I was the only one that had ambition in comedy at all. Everybody in my class was either trying to do the actor thing or just wanted to get out of their shell. And so if you're doing like a Dale Carnegie school of what is it? What's the toasting?
Speakers, yes.
Toastmasters, and you have a bunch of these things. Those are good too. But here's what I told my buddy, and he was like, "You're 100% right. You're gonna do a speaking engagement. Now it could be for business, it could be at a wedding, but the conditions aren't gonna be the way you think they are in your head. You're gonna come up and there's gonna be a Bob Barker microphone instead of like a real microphone, and you're like, what's this? And you're like, and people can freeze up right then. You might think you have a podium, and they go, oh, we don't have a podium. Yeah, and you have the Janet Jackson Madonna 90s microphone from your ear that'll just be out there. So you're gonna have to do something with your hands the whole time, right? And you're like, I don't know. Yeah. And you're gonna walk into a lot of situations where you're way easier to roll with it than if you never had any of that training. And I tell everybody, if you're in the Tampa Bay area, look up a company called Post Dinner Conversation. They teach improv. And they're great. I'll get you Nick Riggs information.
Post dinner conversation.
They put on the Tampa Improv Festival. That's in I think it's in St. Peter, Sarasota this year.
I'm gonna check it out myself.
I'll hook you up with them. Okay. They'll be a great guest, and they'll teach you how to kind of this yes and principle is kind of the best thing. And if you're like, what does that mean? I sound like I'm selling a religion. Go Google it. And then look it up.
All right. Got to take another bottom of the hour break here, but get a lot more with Law Smith. And when we come back from the break, he is the COO and co-founder of Tocobaga Consulting. Learn more about him at tocoworks.com. Again, tocoworks.com. And also learn more about this program over at tampabayradio.com. And please connect with me on the different social media sites, facebook.com/That Business Show. You also find me on YouTube under the channel name Jamie Maloney, and Twitter, Jamie_Maloney. You've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
I feel guilty that I can't always be there when Mom feels stuck at home. She was always there for us. But now she can't get out, and I'm not always available to take her places. Someone else needs to help her get around. Then I learned about Home Instead. Now Mom can do what she enjoys because her personal caregiver is there, and I can just be a daughter again.
Are you struggling to care for your loved one? We can help. Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
Slow through that area. Southbound McMullen Booth at State Road 580. That construction wrapped up. All lanes back open. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Udrich. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Foundation for a Better Life.
This is water. Can you feel this, Helen? Yes, water! Helen, it's water!
Deaf and blind, Helen Keller overcame her world of darkness. Foresight, pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
1250 winds, weather center forecast. Partly sunny skies today. Rain chance 40%. Look for mainly those scattered afternoon showers and storms with the low 90s for the high today. Mid-upper 70s. Milder overnights are starting to return. We'll see the same forecast for the rest of the week with overnights getting close to 80 degrees by Wednesday, Thursday. Impact Radio, 1250 winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
Welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. In studio with Lawrence, a.k.a. Law Smith, COO and co-founder of Tokabaga Consulting. Learn more about him at tokaworks.com. And he's also a headlining comedian, so getting some good tips here about how he's improved as a business professional through his use of stand-up comedy and improv. And Law, you're talking just off the camera there, off the radio, I should say, about how improv and comedy has helped you to read people when you're in the audience. And so tell us a little bit about this.
So it's good for improv's great for business and doing stand-up, both things. It's good for everybody. I think it should be taught in high school, really. Like, you should have to take it.
They say the same thing about Alcoholics Anonymous. I mean.
Well, Alcoholics Anonymous takes away your ability. You don't have the ability to. You have to admit you don't have control, which is. It depends what side of the philosophy you stand. Some people agree with that, and they realize, like, look, I need this higher power thing, whether it's Christian based or whether it's AA, totally kind of religion based, but like. It's that thing where you have to go, hey, I don't have control of myself. I need this higher power to have control of me, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I need the system to have control of me. This is more like I'm a big advocate of. There's a Harvard Business Review case that I read in grad school at Auburn University distance program, War Eagle, and so we basically there's a Harvard business case that talks about empathy and ego and how. Everybody's a salesman, whether you think you are or you're like some people go gross. I'm not. I don't do sales, and it's like, well, no. If you're middle management, maybe you're not selling a product, but maybe you're selling an idea to the manager above you, to your boss, and the employees below you. So basically, everybody's a salesman in this scenario, if you really think about it, and it kind of wipes out the grossness of doing sales because what. A lot of people don't think they are a salesman, and they actually are. Right. They're like, I'm business development. And you're like, that's sales, right? And they're like, oh, gross. And so, like, the thing about improv is improv, business, and doing stand-up is that you have to have empathy and ego. And you have to have a good mixture of that. And empathy is the one a lot of people miss. empathy is the one reason that a lack of empathy is the one reason there's always going to be people on bar rescue, because those business owners can't get out of their own way. They don't know where they're look, I know I'm bad with our legal and our accounting. So I vetted two really great. I vetted my attorneys, Steve Fantetti Legal, Your Business Refined, and my accountant, Mike Messina. And so I go, hey, talk to me like I'm 5. I know I'm not good at these things. And I know
it's the same thing I say to my girlfriend every day.
Yeah,
control is an illusion.
Well, yeah, and so it's one of those things where if I can read a crowd, we were talking about this off mic, but I can walk in and kind of sense the room. Is this going to be a chaotic thing? Is this going to be crazy? And I was saying, like, okay, let's see if I can kind of check some people out while I'm in the back. I got 5 minutes before I'm going up. Okay, this looks like a table full of teachers. Even if it's not them, they have that persona of like, it's Friday, we got drunk at happy hour, and we're at the 8 o'clock show. And we're here to have a good time. We're wearing a lot of kind of very conservative clothing because we just came out of school, but we're ready to party, and we're really loud and want to be obnoxious like the kids who...
Now I used to do open mic, and I would just memorize the same lines and work in some new stuff here and there. But I would go out one night and do great and get good laughs, and I'd go out the next night and get nothing. And it was just my tendency to blame the crowd. I mean, do crowds change? Does the comedian need to adapt to the crowd? I mean, is that my fault that the crowd didn't laugh and they laughed the night before?
That actually seems like logically what you should do, though. Isn't that what you're getting at?
It's like everything. It's not an absolute. It's somewhere right in the middle, right? So it's like, your jokes should be, you should think of your jokes, you should think of your act as, this needs to be good enough to where I can go into any room and make people laugh. On the other hand, yeah, there is going to be a factor. If you walked into a place where it's a bunch of people that just came out of a funeral for a kid or something, yeah, that audience is going to be pretty bad. So it's one of those things where, I tend to just, and same with business, if something goes wrong, I don't go, well, these external factors are the reason we did terrible. I go back and go, how do I not get in this situation again? Or how do I make our service a lot better? And maybe it's a low self-esteem kind of thing that helps that.
Did you find that as you moved up the ranks, I assume you started just doing open mic, right? Or did you go, did you somehow get into the business and get a pay gig? I mean, everybody goes to open mic. Yeah. Everybody goes to the open mic.
I still do open mics.
You still do open mics. Do you feel that the crowd holds the open micer to a higher standard than the headliner and the feature acts?
They should.
Well, the reason I say that is because everybody in the crowd is usually there with their date, and the guy's there with his girlfriend, and here's some guy up on the stage. But they're sitting there with their girlfriend saying, man, I got better material than this guy, but they don't have the guts to actually get up there and do that, though. So they hold that open micer to a higher standard. I don't know. Is that true? Do you see that?
So business and comedy still, like, you do look at people and you go, I can do that better. All right, you should do that, but you should, again, don't be a stoner idea. Actually go try it. Don't be... I hate this thing now with, I'm 32, and a lot of people my age, they want credit before they actually do something. So they're like, hey, I'm going to run a marathon, guys. Hey, I'm going to do it. And then they get pats on the back, and it's like, you didn't do anything. You didn't train at all. You just said you were going to do it. Like, you don't get the credit up front. Right. You should have to run the 26.2 miles.
Yeah, and do I look like, a bank?
Right, and then I'll pat you on the back then, but a lot of millennials have this weird thing where they're almost entitled to get credit before they do anything, and it's like, no, go do the work and then go get credit. Plus, I wouldn't tell anybody. I just go do it.
That's a direct result of giving everybody a trophy for participation.
Well, I was the same way, and I just heard a conversation about this. If you make it through your sport as someone who's terrible like I was not... everything doesn't come easy for me. So I had to work hard to get, I'm not the funniest comic. I had to work harder and figure out what I'm good at on stage and what what's a good routine for me to be in. I don't do politics because that's not my wheelhouse.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out how to infuse business in there, but participation trophy is interesting. I used to hate on it like that too. And then I go, well, I was a kid that didn't play I'd get fourth quarter garbage in football, but I made it through the whole season. I showed up every day. So in that respect, I kind of like that you get something for that, because a lot of people quit because they're not playing. It's the guys that kind of limp in and complain the whole time and show up half the time, and that they shouldn't get a trophy.
Yeah. So what got you on stage for the first time? Were you just a funny kid in high school and it was just natural for you to get there, or was that
see how I ended that improv?
Yep. Was it difficult to get on stage for the first time for you?
Yeah, I had to take a bunch of Jaeger bombs to be able to do it.
Really?
Yeah, like 8. Like I was 19. I didn't, and you don't know anything at 19. So it was just like, I'm going to talk about.
You didn't even know you don't know anything at 19.
Exactly. You're not even self-aware.
No.
So you're just like, I know everything and you know nothing. And it's like, oh, okay. So my best friend, Brendan T. Gleason, who's a stand-up out in L.A., who grew up here, he was actually my Young Life leader. And we challenged each other. We were always writing jokes and kind of bits and stuff, and just being comedy nerds in general. And then I said, if you do it, I'll do it. And we both did it. And it used to be at the Tampa Improv once a month. And it was like a contest. And if you won, you get to go on the main stage. Or it was on the main stage, but you get to go on a real show. And so he got first, I got second. But we both had a really good set. There's about 300 people there the first time. We didn't realize that you shouldn't invite all your friends to these things. But, it was one of those things where, in retrospect, I'm glad it went that way. Because if I didn't do it well the first time, who knows if you come back? I don't know if I had the grit and the hustle to really, like I do now, to really go, okay, well, I'm trying to write a bit about everything you do for the first time is terrible.
But even as a headliner,
everything you do for the first time you did this show, I'm sure it was like
the first 2 times I was on stage, I did really good. The first time I was on stage was the Last Comic Standing audition, which came to Tampa, and I went out and auditioned in front of them. They praised me, but I told them that was my first time on stage, and so I didn't get the call back, obviously, which is the good thing. I wasn't ready for that. I didn't even realize what I was getting myself into with that. And then I went out to Side Splitters, and I did an open mic, and Al Romas was the headliner, and I did really good that night.
Yeah.
And even complimented me during his headline because I stayed and watched the rest of the show. But then, as I did more and more, I'd go out some nights and do okay. Some nights I completely sucked. I mean, actually half the time I probably completely sucked. And it was just, but it never really bothered me after, because I knew I had it in me. But does it, even today, do you have bad sets where you go out there and just don't get anything from a crowd?
Oh, yeah, all
the time. But does it bother you, though? It's just like a bad day at work to you now.
Okay, so like back in the day, I would be kind of miserable about it for probably a day or two or something like that. And then I compare it to be like an NFL cornerback. You get burned by a wide receiver on one play. It's going to happen. You just get right back out there. You have to keep playing. And so, it's one of those things where but look at how you got burned. I'm going to watch the game
film. If you love it, don't quit.
Yeah.
Basically, right?
And I always say, ever since I've done stand-up comedy, nothing in business or even really in life really bothers me. Once you stand up in front of a crowd of 100 people and try to make them laugh for 5 minutes and they don't laugh, nothing really bothers you after that. I mean, that's the pinnacle of embarrassment right there.
Yeah. I don't want to have so much ego that I can walk into any room, and be like, I got this. Because actually doing business talks, I know what I look like, Spicoli's son, and like, or the lead singer of Creed. I know what I look like when I'm walking into a room. So when I'm doing business talk, I got to go a little bit extra hard to prove that I know what I'm talking about.
Does your comedy get over better in certain regions? Because I think you said you're up in front of a New York crowd and you had a little bit of difficulty getting over in front of a New York crowd versus maybe in the Southeast or something. Does your comedy work better in different areas of the country? Do you find?
It's more of like the venue. If it's a club, I'm fine. But if it's like a coffee shop that's super liberal, they'll think I'm like a staunch Republican. But I hate both sides.
Yeah, but you don't even do politics, you said in your joke.
I don't.
So
but
they just immediately brand you based on where you're looking or something?
Well, I might bring in like economics kind of into it. I love Freakonomics. I love all that stuff. I talk like I have my own podcast called Sweat Equity. I just had the owner of Spot on, Brian Schaefer, just posted this morning, and basically we talked about charities on my podcast when he was on, and I said, yeah, I don't like charities without a social contract. And for a lot of people go, what? Like, I was trying to write a joke and it never goes well, and I do it just to poke the bear a little bit in like a really liberal coffee house. I'll be like, if you're on food stamps, you should only be able to buy vegan food. and you'll get off of that real quickly. Like that should be the incentive. Like vegan food's terrible. So that's like, you shouldn't be able to get Mountain Dew and stuff. Like you should, like there should be incentives for all this stuff. Otherwise it doesn't work, right?
Right.
What's the value of you getting something for free? Zero.
Yeah.
Right? If someone gives you a car, you will treat that car like garbage. Kind of what you do with a rental car. I already paid for it. It's gone in my head.
Right.
I don't own this thing. Now I paid a lot already. I got the insurance. Now I'm going to see what this Volvo can do. You know, like it's one of those things where I'm a firm believer in that social contract part. So when I'm in a room that's super liberal, they think that's like a Republican idea. And I think it's a kind of a human condition thing.
You think it's just common sense issue.
Yeah. If stuff comes easy, all right. So if you're a guy in high school that got a lot of girls, you don't have to try as hard, right? So when you get out in the real world, you think everything just comes your way, like just like that. Same goes for the hot chick, you know, in high school and in college. It's just like, oh, things will just come to me. You know,
that's how me and Jamie are like extremely quiet.
Yeah, no, I don't know this. Tell me more.
What I'm saying, like, when things come easy, it doesn't mean like you should treat it that way the rest of your life, kind of thing.
Right.
And yeah, I'm not totally against, like, and I'll use the food stamp thing. I'm not totally against food stamps at all. I think it can work, but I think when you give anybody anything for free, it has zero value.
Yeah. Hold that thought right there. We've got to take a break. Currently in studio with Law Smith, COO and co-founder of Tocobaga Consulting, and also a headlining comedian. A good discussion on how comedy improved his business at Tocobaga Consulting. Learn more about his services over at tocoworks.com. You're listening to That Business Show. Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Teresa Turner is a certified public accountant and the founder of Tax Happens, a boutique-style CPA firm providing small businesses and individuals with hands-on, personalized tax and accounting services. Although we would love to tell you how happy their clients are, we would like you to see for yourself. Tax Happens has 21 Google reviews and a 4.8-star Google rating, 17 Yelp reviews and a 5-star Yelp rating, 38 Facebook reviews and a 4.9-star Facebook rating. What sets Tax Happens apart is number 1, upfront pricing, 2, clear deadlines, 3, personally available year-round, and number 4, a willingness to empower clients to do as much or as little as they desire. Visit taxhappens.com for more information.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank. And that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Maloney of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING. In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com. At Vein 911, we will help you feel great again. Do you have restless legs, night leg cramps, or ankle swelling? Restless legs, cramping, swelling, and tired heavy legs are often symptoms of hidden vein disease. You do not have to have visible bulging veins to have the symptoms of vein disease. The vein care specialists at Vein 911 are uniquely qualified to evaluate and treat your veins. Are you unhappy with your previous vein treatment? Vein 911 succeeds where others fail. Call Vein 911 today at 855-VEIN-911. That's 855 834-6911 to book your free consultation. Vane 911. We will help you feel great again.
What's up, business rock stars? Are you ready to bring out the CEO in you? Join Julianne Nichols, CEO of Focus on You Strategy, every other Friday on That Business Show. She'll be talking with other chief entrepreneurial officers about how they grew their businesses. Remember, you could join the conversation at Focus on You Strategies Focus Fridays Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. That's facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. Be the CEO of you. Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
From the RP Funding Traffic Network.
Very heavy traffic once again this morning on northbound I-75 due to that right lane construction approaching Fowler. Traffic now backed up to almost State Road 60. And also, we've got slow traffic on northbound US 41/50th Street from the Gibsonton area up towards Causeway. Couple accidents in this area. One on westbound Causeway just west of 50th. Another one on northbound 50th just north of that intersection. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson. Utica Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Unbound. A more peaceful, healthy world happens one person at a time. Around the globe, there are children who dream of helping their families, who hope for the future, and who have a name. Know the person you're helping directly at unbound.org. That's unbound.org.
Today, a mix of sun and clouds, a 30% chance of afternoon showers and storms, high 90. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 79. Tomorrow, a 30% rain chance, high 90.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Also joining us on the phone line before he gets on the plane to fly off to parts unknown is Chris Kermitzos, founder of Tampa Bay Business Owners, also a business partner of mine. And Chris, are you catching any of this conversation with Law Smith?
Oh, I listened to most of it. Just so you know, I'm on the plane, and I've been avoiding the flight attendants for the last 10 minutes. But they're going to shut me down eventually.
It's good stuff, man. We got to get him in front of the membership and teach us a little bit about the improv and the speaking in front of groups. He's a good teacher for that.
I think that'd be a great workshop. But I'd love for you to do some open mic at a workshop. What do you think, Josh?
Yeah, absolutely. Man.
I think it'd be a great idea. You know, I almost thought he was about to introduce the Ultimate Warrior with this parts unknown stuff.
No, that was old King Kong Bundy or something who was from parts unknown back in the day. So, Chris, you want to get on the stage though and do a little open mic too. You challenged me. You said if I get back up on stage, you'll get up there and do a set too, right?
I'd love to do it, but I was told that the material I want to do would end my relationship. I would do wife material. So I don't know how.
You'll beat up on Katie then? Oh, well, you mix it up a little bit.
You'll have a cheerleader in Topher Morrison, that's for sure.
So, but you can mix it up or something. I mean, Lawrence, what could Chris do some comedy on? I mean, obviously he wants to do something on his wife, but he could do something else, right?
Right now they're doing the life vest demonstration right now, so I'm ducking them until they find me. I'm trying to avoid eye contact at all costs.
Law, give him some tips on what he could do other than the wife material.
Well, just take a pen and pad, take it with you the whole trip. I guess you're on. I mean, the reason there's a lot of airplane humor is because there's a lot of comics that are traveling all the time, and it's like, wow, this is a super inefficient system. What are we doing? You know, what does TSA actually do other than annoy everybody? Right. You know, like I've never seen a group of people with so much malaise and just like kind of apathy.
I've always said that, why are they giving the instructions like when they're doing the demonstrational videos and everybody's so calm? They need to show those things, everybody freaking out, and running around and screaming, because that's really what's going to be happening. They're not going to be nice and calm and friendly with one another.
You need me to go through that gate.
Here, let me help you with this.
Yeah, that's a good way to calm everybody down. Let's show everybody on fire. And can't breathe. Enjoy your flight to New York.
Yeah, Chris is sitting here like, oh my God. Now he's thinking about, my God.
This is the last thing I need to hear as we're about to take off.
So, yeah, where are you heading to, by the way? Where are you going right now?
I went from New York to Baltimore. Now we're going out to Phoenix, and it's 92.
Yep.
Making its way to 115.
Wow. Well, Chris, we'll let you get back to the safety plan there. Hopefully, you pick up a little some good information from that. But yeah, man, definitely do some just some comedy together. I'll definitely take you up on your challenge.
I appreciate you guys giving me the visuals of a burning plane as I'm about to take off into the air.
I'll feel really bad now if his plane goes down. So just for the record, you know. So.
Here's the good thing: you can drink in the morning, and people won't think you're an alcoholic. So that's the good thing about business travel right now. So get a Bloody Mary when you get up to 10,000 feet.
All right, Chris. So we'll leave you with those thoughts. All right, how's that? I think he's already off. All right, he's already off the phone line. So, but that was Chris Gerbitzos. He's a business partner of mine.
He's probably looking at his phone like, "What?
Yeah,
why would they say that to me?"
Yeah, I had a crazy dream the other day about a plane crash. I didn't want to bring that up with him on the phone line though. But I died in a plane crash the other day. So, but it was interesting too because I crashed and then they were picking up the bodies and they put me on the dead pile and I popped up and said, "Hey, I'm alive." They threw me in the dead pile and I was mad because they put me in the pile of dead bodies after the plane crash. This is one of the vivid dreams that I didn't want to leave Chris with that thought and everything. We already left him with enough.
He's probably still listening, Jamie.
Yeah. No, he's off the phone line. So, well, we got about a minute left. What can you leave the audience with some takeaways from this discussion?
I don't know. You can hit me up. If I'm on all these social medias except for Snapchat. I got to get someone that's 14 to tell me how it works. But yeah, I'm on Tumblr, Medium, LinkedIn. You can follow me on Spotify if you really like Texas country music and gangster rap. Yeah, I'm an eclectic. I got a lot of range in music.
YouTube channel too, Cigar City Comedy, right?
Yeah, if you want to see stand-up efforts and some sketches and stuff, Cigar City Comedy is kind of where I try to put everything related to that. Business-wise, if you need any help, we're kind of, I call it nerd consulting, online marketing, website development, app development, branding, brand management, creation, all that stuff. Go to tocoworks.com and just hit me up on the contact.
Good information and a lot of fun on this segment with Law Smith. So thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having me, man. This is fun.
Absolutely. And again, Law Smith, COO and co-founder of Tocobaga Consulting. Learn more about him over at tocoworks.com. Also learn more about this program over at tampabayradio.com. And please connect with me on all the different social media sites. You'll find me on facebook.com/That Business Show and also my YouTube channel under the channel name Jamie Maloney and also Twitter under Jamie_Maloney. Stay tuned. We got a second hour of the program, and it'll be TBBO Tuesdays on That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.